Right. Let me just... I got a test now. No, wrong output. There you go. It wouldn't be that, would it? It'd be, Where's Spotify? I thought I had a Spotify sound output. Oh, Christ, okay. That's fine. Let's, God, I was meaning to sort all this out. I've just been basically dropped in it now. But hey, it's all live, why not? Let's just try this bit. So how did I actually... Let me get... I've got no audio monitor on here whatsoever. Brilliant. Whoa. Hello. Oh shit. Try again. Audio input. Monitor off. So why is the monitor still on? Hello? Why? Shut up! God, I'm not enjoying this whatsoever. Right, how's that? There we go. Right. So. Hello. No, donkey. Right. So. Let's try. Bear with me a second. Top 20 rock and metal albums of 2023. Okay. So we're okay for that. But what we need to do... Right, desktop audio. Where is it? Audio monitor. Virtual audio cable. Volume link to source volume. Link to source muting. And then... Why is that? You were at 17 just now. Alright. Quick test. Hello. Okay, Let's have a check. Hello, 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 hello. So this song is called Whatever. Sorry, another test. So listen to it whenever. Okay, this should be the one, because it's... So this song is called Whatever. Sorry, another test. So listen to it whenever. My voice is a bit out of sync. I think it was 250, wasn't it? Try that. And then that's fine. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So cool. And then that's fine. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. Right. We got it. So how am I going to set this up? Because... Okay. I think we're ready. Just about. Anything else that we need to do now? Yes, actually. There we go. Nice. All right, so problem is at the moment. Right, I'll have to just do a pop-out chat like that. There you go. Right, that should be okay, shouldn't it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, albums of the year 2023. Let's just get on with it. We usually have an intro for this sort of stuff, but we can't be bothered. That's the best excuse I've ever had. So without further ado, number 20. This album is Atlas's, and the song is called Eyelids of the New Dawn from the album Between the Day and I. Let's listen. So it's got this very sort of melancholy, between the realms of metal, core and death metal, as you can hear. But this is the first song on the album, and it just comes into, as you can tell, just something really dark and progressive, and a grey horse is always going to represent something depressing. Also, this would be the first stream I've done on the music YouTube channel. Goes into that little quiet area right there. And then after this, I will be posting an Instagram of my favorite albums. Different format, you know, that sort of thing. But it's this sort of execution from this album that is very unpredictable and isn't too polished. It's got a real mix of that rawness mixed with something that is sharply produced. And it's got those black metal-esque sort of vocals involved within it. And the funny thing is, this album, I remember, it came out a similar time to Avenged Sevenfold's album. I'll give you a spoiler right now, that album is not in my top 20. It's not even in my top 30. It was a very divisive album, and it's just not one for me. But then this album came out at a similar time, and I just went for this one instead. Yeah, the vocals, the cleans don't sound like they're overdoing it. You have a bit of more doomy stuff on this album as well, so if you like that sort of slower pace, also you can go into that. It's very structured, it's very technical. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. Also, I'm going to crop that because it should be saying the album name, but apparently it doesn't know how to do an album name, so I'll just do it like that. And I'll do the same for on YouTube. Alright. 30 seconds left. Any last words? Help me! I'm sort of making this a surprise for me because I remember my top 20 more or less. I'm going, oh! Giving myself a little bit of a surprise myself. Could always have the elements of surprise, even for yourself. Hasta la vista, baby. So number 19, Thy Art is Murder, with Godlike. My highlight song of this album is this one, Join Me in Armageddon. But this album feels very, I guess, it came off the back of the firing of CJ. So you're either in the camp where you're like, oh, he had every right to get fired, which, I mean, he made a very derogatory comment towards a group of people. And, yeah, people would say that he shouldn't. Do you do these lives often? I haven't seen this before. I want to tune in for more. I don't usually, but I have been considering doing like a weekly music countdown for the new year. But it's got a much wider sound in it. It sounds very dynamic compared to past Thy Art Is Murder albums. And some really kick-ass riffs in it. I think this is the guy from the Acacia Strain, I believe. I could be wrong. Or a different band. One of those bands that filled his shoes. I mean, I could say, like, probably the way he was sacked, maybe not the best way. If I hear some hard rock, I'll sit my ass down. There will be some hard rock on this as well. So, obviously, it's just gone in with all, like, the death metal and deathcore. But, don't worry. There's plenty of stuff to go around. Because I had to start this a bit late, I won't take in requests for playlist unless you're subscribed. So there's that. I also have to put my foot down with it a bit because I get a lot otherwise. I've had that issue before. I like the thing about, what is it, deathcore in general, is I like a lot of variation in it. Not too many, what's the word, breakdowns. Because some of them just, like, their whole song becomes a breakdown. And I'm just like, I've heard this 700 times already. Like, in recent years, Thy Art Is Murder, I feel like have been superseded by Fit for an Autopsy. Started out as more similar bands, but Fit for an Autopsy have now gone into followed their own path. But this album has really put Thy Art Is Murder back on the roadmap. And not that they were off it entirely, but I thought after Dear Desolation, Human Target just didn't quite deliver as I'd hoped. So this is definitely a much more welcoming album for me. Absolutely. I think I don't want to compare to, like, make two bands compete when I'm trying to rank them, but I would agree with that. Chat. But yeah, that was number 19, Thy Art Is Murder with Godlike. What did I put as number 18? I cannot remember for the life of me. God, there's a long silence at the end of this song. Ah, yes. Yeah, we're still at that sort of realm of music. This is Blindfolded and Led to the Woods with their album Rejecting Obliteration. Now, in terms of this is much more sort of, you can hear a lot of the doom elements in this. This I could compare to something like Cataclysm. Cataclysm, they released an album themselves. They were one of my honorable mentions. I thought that album was really good. There's one song on it, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. That's really good on the album. But I recommend the Cataclysm album also. Yeah. This is probably my favorite song off the album, Wraith. But you've just got... It's not like it's just a constant black metal frenzy of stuff you've heard before. The mix that they've included in this album is really unique. That's what I really love about it, and I think that's what separated it from the flock was its unique mix. And the sort of vocals that are similar to the style of like Malevolence. All I hope with this is that TikTok don't take these sorts of streams down, because it's more for exposure for the band, if anything. What is this? What do you mean, what is this? What is the song, or what is the topic of the live? These are my favorite albums of 2023. Stream topic, yeah. As the title says, top 10 and top 20 rock and metal albums of 2023. I've seen that Sputnik have rated this 3.5 out of 5, which is very generous for Sputnik. They can be very, very picky when it comes to music. A lot of metal journalists can be very picky when it comes to rating metal albums. I'm glad you're entertained by these, Bear. So this year, I was doing, yeah, or Kerrang with their 3 out of 5. In joke. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know, Kerrang rated Teenage Wrist's previous album 3 out of 5, and one of our friends hated it. Hated Kerrang for it. So there we go. That was my number 18 and number 17. It's the Dirty Nil with Free Rein to Passions. Yeah, we kind of need to like change that. There we go. This is the more... See, my playlist is so weird. But I'm not sorry for it. It's just got this real feel-good vibe, but it's real pent-up as well. Amen! I think maybe I should not surprise myself, because I'm struggling to be like, this album is called... Yes! Right. Here I go again on my own. Yeah, that's true. I love those more natural kind of harmonies, because a lot of harmonies are generally, you know, panned left and right and more of a choir effect. Or in the sense of metalcore, more sort of thinned. I'm not that into music really, but I do like music tracks without words, like John Powell. I get you. I mean, there was a time where I used to just like download video game soundtracks, especially like Ninja Gaiden and... I'm trying to think of what else. Devil May Cry and all that kind of stuff. Pokemon as well, Sonic. That, yes, makes me think of the cat was like, "You want something to eat?" Meow, 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 meow. Me hear you say, "Yeah, yeah." Yeah, you were just like, it's sort of like pop punk with a more grungy influence towards it. Because pop punk is usually more upbeat. This is upbeat, but usually more sort of pop sounding. Anyway, back to the instant thrashing. We've got Humanity's Last Breath with their album Ashen. This album, if you want like the fucking most thunderous sound this year, it goes to these guys. God. Just, oh, makes you want to kick a rhino. Better than the new Lorna Shore. I haven't listened to it that much. I mean, the Lorna Shore album last year was fantastic, but Humanity's Last Breath, they... I will happily scrape and die for this album with a rhino. When it's quiet, it's nice background noise. I find this quite relaxing, if I'm honest. This helps me sleep at night. See, it just still... That almost sounded like Plankton. What is this nightmare? I don't think I've listened to an album this heavy since, I want to say, Black Tongue. I can't remember the name of the album, but it had the song Second Death on it. Go have a listen to that album. It's absolutely insane. But this album in itself just defies all expectations of what you'd perceive to be heavy, just getting into metal and stuff. Succulent. A succulent Chinese meal? Oh. See, I was gonna like put the music videos and stuff up, but I've actually faced issues with that in the past with TikTok. They don't mind music as such, but they absolutely hate music videos. So, the safer the better. I'm running out of coffee. Need coffee. But I do want to, like, continually review music again. My only issue is obviously with the baby coming in March. I don't know what my consistency is going to be like after that point. UMG, oh yeah, they're absolute hounds. They want everything possible. Like Disney. Anyway, that was number 16. Number 15. I gotta admit, this album grew on me massively. Like, I went back into it thinking, oh, well, I don't think it's gonna be my top 20. But it's just... It's got a nice, refined Metallica sound. And honestly, I would have to say... It's the best Metallica album in the 21st century for me. Also, I did want to put Screaming Offing, I'll say Offing, as the highlight song. But I was just worried what TikTok would think of that. See, the thing with Death Magnetic, I mean, if Death Magnetic had better mix, then I say yeah, it's real up there. But the mix just ruins it, and you can blame Rick Rubin for that. Like, I absolutely love this and Screaming Blankety Blank. Highlights on this album for me. Chasing Light is another good one. The title track. If Darkness Had a Sun has grown on me as well. Yeah, exactly. And you can hear how good he sounds very good live these days as well. Because as we know, James, you know, went into rehab during, I think it was during lockdown. You know, he's come out swinging. You know, it's... And even Lars has been more sharp, as much sharper live as well. I think every year that I've done a list like this, I've had like a sort of different criteria for it. At some point it was like, you know, progressive. I was into my more progressive kind of music. But now it's just the overall feel of the album. Like in Black Sabbath's absence, Metallica are my favourite still going legendary band. Yeah. Master of Reality is one of my favourite albums of all time, for sure. I think at the moment, Metallica are a consistently better band than Iron Maiden for me. I think Iron Maiden, they're focusing more on song length than songwriting. You know, tipping the scales for that. I love Iron Maiden to bits, one of my favourite bands of all time. But that was number 15. Number 14. I said number 14. Currents with The Death We Seek. I think this is probably Currents' most prestigious work to date. The one thing Currents have over other bands of the same genre is the raw emotion injected into each piece that they bring out. Even when they're doing something incredibly heavy like this, it just they can prove that raw heaviness and raw emotion can fit hand in hand together. And on my channel as well, I've got a cover of a song from their previous album. Like, I would say even this album itself is probably the slightly more basic in terms of riffs. But there's so much room for expression to seep its way through. Yeah, hopefully these guys do tour the UK. I can't exactly remember where in North America they're from. Why is this? Why have I put number 13 for that? Sorry, my bad. Number 14. We're alive, pal. I think I typed in the wrong thing. But you've still got those, one call them pinch harmonics. I'm just call them lead riffs. There's so many, like their main theme for lyricism is emotion, is mental health and relationships and stuff like that. And I think in a lot of examples of their lyrics, it's more like less is more. You don't need to be completely descriptive and use a thesaurus to get your point across. And in some cases, that can be... I can completely misconstrue your message. Use a more descriptive word if necessary and if it fits. Now that's what I try to do in my own lyric writing. Yeah. Like, I often think that there's other bands out there that just get sort of tangled with that sort of things. Corey Taylor writes some brilliant lyrics, don't get me wrong, but there are times when he does try to be a bit too I don't want to say intellectual, maybe a bit too pretentious with it. But anyway, that was number 14. Number 13. Good old Silosis. With a sign of things to come. This is the first song on the album, and it just wastes no time telling you what the album's going to be all about. What I love about Silosis is their pure riff writing. It's just top notch. It's tight. And Josh is an absolute brilliant vocalist. And hearing more cleans in this album really brings something fresh to it. Yeah, I mean, Corey's new album was nowhere near this top 20. Don't know if that's sad to say, but it's to be expected. I appreciate what, Corey wanted to do his own thing. It's just not for me. And imagine, like, in the band, he's not firing people over the phone as well, so there's that. Language? If we had bought it download next year, we'll check his set out. Yeah, could do. I reckon the signing tent will be bigger than the crowd. We remove the dead weight. I miss Stone Sour as well, I'm with you there. There was a time where I preferred Stone Sour to Slipknot. And especially this year, I'm like, oh. Stone Sour were great though. House of Golden Bones was a fantastic album, whether you're talking about the first or second part. But Silosis, I don't think Silosis can really put a foot wrong. You've got this, and then you had Cycle of Suffering from the previous album. That was as sharp as you could get as well. Then you had Dormant Heart before that. Probably my favorite Silosis album, which is not what everyone would say. But but I've collated my interests, and I think that that is where I would go with all of it. Monolith is great. Edge of the Earth. Conclusion of an Age, which is probably what people would say is their favorite. No spoilers, Tom. But boys, this just further promotes the idea that Josh should do more clean vocals, because he's really good at it. And one drummer I don't think gets enough recognition is Ali Richardson. I said it. The guy is fantastic. Should get more coverage. Why aren't you giving coverage? God damn it, giving coverage. Honestly, they'd be so much bigger if Josh just stuck to it. Well, I think that's what the idea, part of the idea is now, since he left Architects. This is one I did not expect to end up on the list, but damn. I listened to Taproot back in the anime AMV YouTube days, and honestly, guys, give this album a listen. It's so good. The way the guy can fit the lyrics into the bars, it's just Jesus Christ. That's insane. Like, Taproot was your sort of, it was thrown in with all the other new metal stuff, which it was. Can't remember the name of the song that was like really popular. But this takes more of like a sort of Cane Hill sort of approach. And I love his sort of like his sharp cleans as well. They sound very sinister. Along with New Disease by Spineshank. Yeah, Spineshank were good. I like Spineshank. This song itself goes in very different directions. But yeah, sorry, I forgot to name the name of the album. The name of the album is Scissors, but with a / rather than an I in Scissors. So if we have some time at the end, we'll go over some notable EPs as well. I haven't really ranked my EPs. There's a few. It's usually more albums than I see EPs going around, because usually the songs are building towards an album. But there we go. Taproot with Scissors. Oh yeah, it says Scissors there. I didn't see that. And next, it's Creeper with Sanguivar. It's not my favorite, but I'll order for it from Sanguivar. That's not right. Creeper is taking a bit of a different approach with every new album. This time it's more of like a sort of Meatloaf-inspired effort. Sort of kind of taking pointers from the Midnight EP that they released, which really took them to a much greater height. They already had the height beforehand, but now they're on stilts, made of titanium. But I think this album is kind of polarizing in itself. It's got a bit of mixed opinions about it. More positive than negative. But I think I just love the novelty of Creeper. I mean, and there's plenty to choose from on this album. You've got stuff like Lovers Led Astray. You got the first track that appeared from this album, Cry to Heaven, which is just so fun to listen to. Sister of Mercy vibes, yeah, exactly. I'd love to see them when they tour next, for sure. Hey, Cookie, how you doing? I think they've mastered... Oh. Oh, you were trying to spell the C word. I was pronouncing it as Wavooni. I prefer that, though. But the chorus drew me in. Sometimes it just needs that atmospheric chorus, doesn't it? What game I play? This ain't no game. This is, I usually play Pokemon and stuff like that, but I wanted to count down my top 20 albums of the year. Not tonight, not going to play any tonight, but my next one is likely now, Tuesday. I'm probably going to dive back into Sonic Frontiers because there's some updated game story mode that I haven't delved into. Better be some Drake. Nah, I think probably not the right list for you if you're looking for Drake. Thank you for the follow, Cookie. Unless Drake did make some sort of black metal album that I'm not too familiar with. Creeper do make some kick-ass solos, not gonna lie. They're not the fastest and the most technical. Drake, yeah. I mean, my name kind of can be compared to Kiki. This riff, though. If, I like that whip. Like, I just expect him to say daddy at the end or something. But there we go, that was number 11. Now the top 10. I had to put Bury Tomorrow in here somewhere. It's the law. But, The Seventh Son. I think the song structure is brilliant in this album. But my top album from them is still Cannibal. What are you talking about, Wolf? What the hell are you talking about? I am live. Wolf thinks I'm not on live. for some reason. What do I think of Bad Omens? I really like Bad Omens. Death of a Peace of Mind, yeah. That was one that didn't quite make the list. I think for me, I think Just Pretend is a fantastic song. But I gotta judge a whole album, and I just think, for me, it just doesn't reach my top 20. Nothing particularly wrong with it, just didn't rank within a certain ranking. But Death of Peace of Mind, yeah, absolutely. Just Pretend is. I'd love to. I wouldn't mind doing a cover of Just Pretend. I think I could pull it off. If anybody's planning to rank any EPs next year, just look out for my band's EP. The song is Invert the Silence. No pop, rock and metal only. Where Take Me to Eden? Well, we'll find out. These aren't my songs, no, these are just bands I like. Oh, I thought that was Page then. What sort of content do you create? Gaming. I mean, you can DM me your channel and I'll have a look. You don't need to watch that. I'd rather not just sub for the sake of subbing, because it's just a number otherwise. Subs don't really mean anything unless you've got consistent viewers. Plus, you did start off by calling me the C word, so... Unless you're Australian, I don't know. There was a wave in there. That was your brother. Okay, of course. Dogs. It's one time the dogs have, are not... just constantly hounding me. I know. The way to just make your content better is by making content that keeps people on board. If you have to go onto streams to advertise your content, plus it's not a good idea in general. I'm just saying, dude. Alright, no. Just, 1 second. There we go. Removed. People actually trying to make good points, but you're just being an ass, so go away. Anyway, let's forget about that. Number 9. Invent Animate. These guys are something special. And this album is called Heavener. I mean, it was pretty clear that that guy was coming in just to promote his stuff. And it definitely wasn't his brother. This is the more genty side of metalcore. And I don't mean gent as a genre, because that upsets some people, apparently. This weird gent kind of disappeared into the ether. Yeah. Like, the one good thing about this album is it's got this fast-paced nature mixed in with the wide, spacious atmosphere. And, you know, a lot of bands replicate that. Tesseract, which, you know, don't want to release spoilers about them. But I think this is a really good example of where it shines best. Like, Gent, the problem I saw with Gent in the early days was it was just, it was more like, look what I can do with my guitar. But now, when you can use it in songwriting like this, obviously it has much better effect. Dillinger Escape Plan, good one. And 6. Yeah, because Dan Weller mixes quite a few albums now. He did the previous... he did both Buried Tomorrow albums. Yeah. I think whenever Bullet for My Valentine do a gent riff, I'll explode. My head will explode. If they ever do. I mean, Matt has gone on record saying he'd never do anything prog, and he hasn't said anything about gent. But this is Matt we're talking about. He has different ideas of what makes metal and stuff. Sometimes he says he wants to do metal, other times he doesn't, so... I think guy just has a change of mind every year. Which is fine. There we go. That was number 9. What's number 8? Let's find out. You have to find out in 15 seconds. That's the rules. Let's do a Royal Rumble countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bazinga! This is some of Heart of a Coward's finest work to date. I think the mix that has gone into this has really given it this gavel-hitting edge that maybe the last album didn't quite hit properly, but Khan has improved immensely on this album. Yeah, I think they had a really good sound with the album before the last one, but this one has a more refined sound. I think it sounds a lot cleaner. It's It honestly makes you feel like you're trapped alone in a room, like red like that, chained to the wall or something. No worries, Bear. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care. And if I don't see you before New Year, Happy New Year. I like it when bands take more unique tones into their mix as well, guitar-wise. Jones. I think Khan works really well for Heart of a Coward as well. I think there was music written for him, and then now this shows music written with him. So this song itself it's a really good song. I love this song. I think it's one of the shorter ones on the album, but just doesn't waste any time doing what it needs to do. But there we go. Number 7. This is some of August Burns Red's finest work to date. This is just as tight as you can make metalcore. Absolutely fantastic. This is the one featuring Jesse Leach as well. Death Below is the album name. Oh. They always have such tight riffs as well. And Sputnik also gave this 3.8, so even more generous. I think this is one of the best ever albums they've made, for sure. Maybe the one with Mariana Trench is a really good one. I think the problem with August Burns Red is always trying to find out how to... I think they've struggled in recent years how to refine their sound. And I feel like it's taken much more of a consistent approach going into this one. The Frost was where I heard that sort of new edge last time. And now it's with this. It rears its pretty head. I think out of the new stuff, this is definitely my favorite. And I'm liking, like, this is why my band does what we do. Likes to pay homage. Is it homage or homage? Something like that. To 2000s metalcore. I feel like that was where more tighter, more technical riffs took the forefront. There's some more mature vocals. I think I'm not a massive fan of I won't name any names, but like the sort of more electronically produced metalcore. I like it when the electronics add to the song rather than replace the core elements. That's what I'm on about. Phantom Anthem. That was a good album. Yeah, evolve whilst keeping the roots similar. I think that's where Metallica's new album had its strengths. They've gotten to that place where they've proved all that they need to prove. I mean, they've played in 7 different continents. All 7 continents, I should say. And now it's just about sort of signing off their legacy, really. Obviously, August Burns Red have so many years left in them, but they have some of the tightest riff playing in the game. But I think this album showcases it in so many different ways. Also, I like Jesse's tone in this. And there we go, number 6. So this is where the Sleep Token one lies. I think this is probably the most anticipated album of 2023, is like how it ranks with everybody. Yeah, unfortunately for me, it just missed the top 5. I mean, this has been heavily regarded as the best album of the year. For good reason. It's definitely taken a much heavier approach to what they normally do. Songs like Chokehold, this, Vor. You know, they're doing something that they haven't delved into much before. And now he's expanded his range as well. It does have its like dips here and there, but its peaks are fantastic. Very, very slight dips. I think that's where I was like, I think I can rank some other albums higher. I also saw a video from Finn McKenty today explaining how the reason rock and metal isn't as popular as pop is because it refuses to do what makes pop popular, delving into those sort of tropes. But bands like Sleep Token understand those, so that's where their influences have come from. Yeah, they've written absolute bangers, but I think the peak is yet to come. The magnum opus is yet to come from Sleep Token. And the first time hearing a solo from Sleep Token. This, I think what's unique about this album compared to other ones is it's formed a new pathway for Sleep Token. They weren't afraid to delve into new territory with this album, and it shows. Like, they started out as a more bluesy, poppy sort of band, which then eventually just went into its heavy moments, but I like the more smooth transitions this album has. Granite and Aquaregia, yeah. One of my favourite songs by them, which is interesting to say, is The Love You Want. That song has really grown on me in recent years. Question is, how do the band evolve their identity? Because, you know, with There's plenty of bands that wear masks or costumes and stuff. There's not a lot known about Sleep Token personality-wise, and I think it would be interesting to, like, there should be like some sort of Sleep Token lore. Guys, let me be a band manager. I mean, I'm already a drummer. Whoops. Get Sleep Token on the Ghost Vibes. Exactly. Full promotion. I feel like the next number 5 will definitely surprise people. Clickbait. And the merch. The merch is on fire. Where the There you go. There's the jazzy bit you were talking about. But it's such a welcome addition. And, you know, if you wanted to direct some adult films, just throw this in you. I don't know what's happening. My arm's just moving by itself. Fine. Right, just put it under there. Fine. There we go. Number 5, the band Unwell with their album Trial and Error. This song being Epiphany. I'm just as surprised as you were, but this one came up and I was just like, go for it, son. But it's got just really kind of similar to August Burns Red in the sense that it's just extremely sharp, and this album just makes you happy listening to it. If I may be honest with you all. If pop punk went metal, essentially, it's like pop punk meets Protest the Hero. And this is a debut album as well, so guys, how does it feel to be better than Sleep Token? I bet it feels amazing. Very Tom DeLonge doing metalcore. Put your money where your mouth is. Right, I think it's stopped now. There we go. Oh. This chorus kind of reminds me of what's the name of the Jessie J song? Working on the sunlight, bring me down like I'm a domino. Domino. The song that involves the word domino in it is called Domino. Remember that, folks. I just remember when she messed up the performance on The Voice. But can we do this again? Sorry, someone should have gone, nah, we're live, pal. Quite frankly, Jesse, we're alive, pal. There we go, number 5. What's number 4? You'll be surprised by this one also. Quite possibly. How Nick Nocturne? I mean, I'm never this blown away by a guitarist YouTuber's work, but damn. Nick Nocturnal and the rest of you guys, you've done spectacular with this album. It is fantastic. Honestly, I think it's absolutely brilliant, this album. And those harsh vocals as well are brilliant. The album is called Soul Elegy as well, just so that people know that. I just love how, you know, with other bands, you just get the band in Spotify. But here, it's got to include Nick Nocturnal's name as well, even though he's like part of the band. I'm glad that Nick Nocturnal hasn't delved too much away from the original stuff. You know, he's doing more original stuff like this. A lot of YouTubers tend to Paige has just asked me if I can Christ, Paige has asked me if I can help bring some stuff in. Alright. Tell you what, guys. I'll pause this and set it back to the beginning. I've just got to help Paige bring in stuff from the car. She's heavily pregnant, so I can't say no. I mean, I wouldn't say no anyway, even if she wasn't pregnant. So, yeah. I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes, and then we'll resume. So, don't go anywhere. Oh, if I can get out this chair can be... It's more this wall. This wall makes it hard to get out of the chair. Right. Oh. Ow, bastard! Hit the wall. Ah! I literally hit my knee into the corner of the wall. So I come away, helping gifts in. I come back with a bad knee. Return of the King. Yes. And the Queen may or may not have come back with the Mackie D's. And I may or may not have put Bell's whiskey in it. So, yeah, right back to it. I didn't have any mixers here today, but I was given like a bottle of Bell's whiskey. So warm. That's not the drunkenness, that's just the hyperness that I have exhibited. This kind of reminds me of like a sort of Dance Gavin Dance or something along those lines in terms of the vocals. But can we do a long sweeping romantic metal thing instrumental? And I, chugga chugga chug chug, will always chugga chug love chug you. Ooh. Something like that. And I will always love you. There we go. I scared some people away. I am proud of that. I am a metal overlord. But that is really lovely. I had a bit of a stuck snot bubble. Ooh, sorry. I burped on my boy's D to this. And there's, on one of the songs on the album as well, Phil Bozeman makes an appearance. Probably should have shown that, but, you know. Don't need to show that the reason why these albums are good is because apparently it's because there's special guests. Ooh. Nick is also just like this. He's like smooth butter when he plays guitar. Like, literally, other people like... He's more like... I think he's just like... He doesn't have to say anything, but he's such a charismatic guitarist. Nick doesn't miss, absolutely. And he's developed more of a character, like doing his reactions and stuff. And just doing all Twitch stuff. Brilliant. Anyway, number 3. Here it is. Prepare to feel. Foo Fighters, but here we are. What? This is their best album. This is their best album since Wasting Light for me. This wasn't Rob's number 1, really? I thought it would have been. It wasn't a Teenage Wrist album number 1, was it? I wasn't a fan of that, much of a fan of that Teenage Wrist album. Don't tell me what it is. But no, I'll have a look at his list later on. There. But after the passing of Taylor Hawkins, you know, it was always going to be a challenge for Dave and co to write a rock album, or just a Foo Fighters album without him. And I think the edge this album has over the previous albums to date is it takes a page out of something like The Colour and the Shapes book. It's not trying to be hard rock. It's not trying to be rock and roll. It's just comfortably being Foo Fighters. And this song itself is just like one of my favorite Foo Fighters songs to date in general. Like, you can prove Foo Fighters are just being as simple as they can get, really, with this album. You know, from the album cover itself. Oh, absolutely, Foo Fighters are just masters of it. And Dave, one of the best people in rock and metal. Just one of the best personalities in it. Guy hardly ever puts a foot wrong. I would love to see Foo Fighters live. The problem is, tickets for them would be so expensive over here, and they have been so expensive already. You had tickets. Oh, nice. I think I think this just provides, this album just provides with you with these feel-good vibes after the passing of Taylor. It's something to show everybody that despite Taylor going, it doesn't extinguish any fire lit within anybody in the band, and also reflects off that fire still in the people who listen to it. I had tickets and then Taylor passed. Oh, damn. Alright, number 2. Here it is. Svalbard. Another band that just do not miss a beat. But this album is just... Imagine... I mean, I don't want to compare them too much to Harakiri for the Sky, but it kind of has that similar vibe going on. They comfortably strip down the length of the songs, and it's just this emotional roller coaster with hard-hitting tracks from start to finish. It just, this album just never just, when it takes its foot off the pedals, it's because you're going through a nice car wash. And while we're also listening to this album, I want to go over some of my honorable mentions. So, we got In Flames Full Gone, Blink-182 One More Time. I mean, the song One More Time is fantastic, one of the best songs this year. But the album itself, great album. But I think Blink have done better. Obviously, you know, it's hard to beat the classic Blink-182, but that album was fantastic. Periphery 5. I think Periphery, since Juggernaut, I've found they've struggled to have, like, this, you know, this spark in their later albums. We've also got Of Mice and Men Tether. I don't know how the guys are doing it, but damn, they're just getting more and more consistent. There's still a bit of a way to go, but they're getting there. You have Dying Wish, Symptoms of Survival. Baroness Stone, Paradise Lost, Icon 30, Silent Planet, Super Bloom, Pupil Slicer, Blossom, Beartooth, The Surface. Still, when it comes to that, my favourite album is Below from Beartooth so far. McFly, Power to Play. Honestly, guys, give that a listen. Brilliant album. Not anything you'd expect. Green Lung, The Heathen Land. Tesseract, War of Being. Horsewhip. Not Cool Whip. Consume and Burn. Blackstone Cherry, Screaming at the Sky. And Within Temptation, Bleed Out. Those are some honourable mentions. Green Lung. I imagine Green Lung would have been your album of the year. After this, I'll have a look at Rob's list. Once I've gone through with this list. Before I do the EPs, I'll have a look. I'll do a comparison. I'll look at people's Instagrams and go, really? Yeah. I think last year I posted mine a bit late. Well, we both did ours together, didn't we, Tom? I just think doing it in 2024, nobody's talking about their favourite albums of 2023 anymore. And you kind of want to be in with that trend at the time. At least for me, as being a content creator, it's important. But yeah, oh yeah, the album title's The Weight of the Mask, by the way. It's like with doing a Christmas video. Although I find many people doing Christmas videos on Christmas Day now. I didn't think that was the way, but I guess when you can schedule your videos, yeah. And people are going to be on their phones on TikTok anyway. And there's so many... They took all the positive aspects of the previous album and incorporated them into this album. I mean, people are rating the previous album better than this one, but I don't know. I think I'd have to listen to them back to back. I think maybe the previous one might be slightly better, but I think that year it had a lot of competition with it. I mean, this year was a lot of competition as well, but you know. But anyway, number 1, Enter Shikari. A Kiss for the Whole World is my favorite album of 2023. Yeah, there we go. It's... This is the album that just sucked me in. It took me on a ride. And it had the suspension of a Range Rover Evoque. So I felt so smooth with my heated seats and my Bluetooth music with a subwoofer. And there's a reason this song, this album has like broken records for the band. Like, didn't it reach number 1 or something like that? Nothing I saw. No, I'm just having a look at the reviews. No big killer track. Piss off. There's so many killer tracks on this. I mean, you're listening to a killer track. I think this album as well, it's just like some of the drive is also underwater at times.
I don't wanna lose everything we got. This film, it won't stop, it won't stop.
I never... Enter Shikari always very symbolical. Well, and metaphorical in their music. Everything they do adds up to a bigger picture. There we go. And there we go. That concludes our top 20 albums of 2023. Right. I'm going to quickly... well, Tom, while you're here, I'll have a look at Rob's list. See if I think my list is better, but I think everybody already knows the answer, to be honest. Let's have a look. Where art thou, Rob? So. But be massively hungover. To finish it? Oh. Is that so? Enter Shikari, is that number 3 for him, or? He hasn't put any numbers. He's just put his favorite albums. He hasn't really like ordered them. Tortured Demon, of course. Tortured Demon would be on there. Grove Street. I was considering Grove Street actually. Guilt Trip. I think I was considering Guilt Trip as well. Paramore for me, no, not for me. I like the old Paramore, just not a fan of the new one. Svalbard, yeah, agreed. Teenage Wrist, yeah. I thought Teenage Wrist. There you go. All right. So what has everybody else got as their favorite albums? So I'll post mine in due time. But let's go over some EPs that came out this year, because I feel like EPs often get overlooked in lists like this because, you know, people are so focused on the albums, but there's so much to gather from EPs. First one I want to touch upon is an individual who made his own project called Vemod. The song I will put in mind is the song There Is Nothing, All Is Void. So let's go ahead and listen to that. Jonathan Torpenberg is the name of the man behind Vemod. But he's got such an angelic voice, so... But the EP is called Demons Within, which is also one of the other songs.
I've been contemplating my existence. Will I become a hero or a victim? In a universe that doesn't really care. 'Cause I've been feeling like it's out of reach, separated by a wall that we can't reach. But on our island in the darkness we are kings. We're living in a world of hate. We cry over our outcast state as we look upon ourselves and curse our face. A silent whisper, a distant echo. Is there really nothing? There are no gods above us. There is no
This chorus, though, is just so powerful. So I'll add 5 notable EPs. At least that's from what I can count. Nah, I've got more than that in my bracket. And there we go. I'm just adding the last one to the queue now. And then we'll talk about them as they go in. But we can relax now. Nothing more to engineer for the stream. It's just smooth sailing. It is great. Like he does all the instruments as well. He's playing the saxophone here. I'm enjoying my whiskey also. Also, I mean, the M stands for malt. There it is. I do prefer streaming this kind of content on YouTube because YouTube are much less likely to mute my stream compared to Twitch. Purpose when the darkness. I can hear noises. I don't like noises. I love that double kicks at the end. But yeah, listen to Demons Within. Then we have got Mood Rings EP, known as Your Light Fades Away. It's more like a sort of industrial hardcore sort of vibe from this band, but brilliant all the more. This has got the same drum beat to the Powerpuff Girls. Dun, 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 dun. While I'm here, actually, I may as well multitask while we listen to music. So, why am I got the word Bumble in my head? Oh, I'm thinking of, not Buffer, what's the other one? Beacons. In fact, is there any alternatives to Beacons? Best link in bio. Apps. I love it when it just takes a different BPM. Brand watch, okay. And then we've got Imperial Tide with their Existence of SpongeBob. Existence in Crisis. This sounds like something that would be in Saw. No, I've got the best one, Beacons. I think this could be a nice look for me, couldn't it? My hair goes all the way down to there now. And it stays there, apparently. It's weird having to put in 24 rather than 23. But at least I'm back to even numbers. But, and then we've got Worm Shepherd with their EP, The Sleeping Sun. Worm Shepherd are kind of like on the same sort of vibe as like Lorna Shore and Mental Cruelty, which was another album actually that didn't make the cut. I absolutely love Symphony of a Dying Star. I think that is one of the best songs to come out this year. The album, on the other hand, is just not what I was looking for. Eight, 9, 10. There we go. So I've updated my stream schedule for next week. So we're going back to Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And it's going to be starting at 7 p.m. We're going to do... on Tuesday, we're going to do Sonic Frontiers, the added story that they added. And then on the 7th, on Thursday, we're going to do more of the Pokemon Violet DLC. And then Sunday, we are going to do Minecraft.
Into that hellish dream!
Right, what have we got aside from this? I'm just letting the songs speak for themselves. Sometimes it's important to do that. I'll skip ahead with this. Just so I can get through more of the EPs, because I'm not going to stay on for a bit longer. But yeah, we got another one from the French band Celeste. Also the name of a weird mother I've spoken to this year, but the less said about that the better, even though I brought it up on the stream. Yeah, the EP is called Epilogue. The whiskey's had a bit of an effect. Maybe I'll start putting my Instagrams together. Oh. Interesting. So essentially, I'll keep that up there. But and there we go, that's Celeste. What we got next? Okay, so after this we got 2 more songs, and then we'll have to call that a night then. But it's been a good night, I'll say that. It has been a good night. And this is Omnium Gatherum with their Slasher EP. Oh, does it not show? Sorry, my bad. Why is it not showing the right one? I think my Spotify is frozen, is it? There you go. Better. Hasn't done the same for that, has it? I should be doing that. There we go. That was weird. There we go. That's better. Don't know why I was doing that then. It was a glitch. Probably. Ooh. I like this key change. Now that is progressive as hell, man. There we go. And I think that leaves one more. Spirit Boxes, the Fear of Fear EP. Such that they just do not miss a beat, Spirit Box. Absolute stellar stuff that they just make every time. But this is like, when they do emotional, they do emotional. Courtney is absolutely fantastic. Die. And you can hear Josh from As I Lay Dying's vocals as well in the background. Just her lyrics as well are just so fantastic. You can hear them and you don't have to look them up, and you just feel them instantly. It's just, it brings a tear to your eye. It brings a tear to your eye. Your eye. And there we go. So guys and gals, I'm going to end it there. Thank you for joining me, and hope everybody has a great new year and has some good New Year's resolutions lined up. And hope it's better than 2023 in whatever way you see fit. We'll go back to this and we'll end it there. Thanks everybody, and until next time, next Tuesday, or next video, lights out.